I'm Lisa Rubel from Love to Color My World, and today I'm going to walk you through making block 11 of the Sunshine and Shadows block of the month from Sit and Sew Fabrics. We've got our pattern for block 11 right here, and it looks like this. We're going to be doing some gradated stripes to create a really interesting looking block. Now, if you're not yet part of our quilt along, you can head over to sitandsewfabrics.com and look for the Sunshine and Shadows Block of the Month kit and join in. There are videos for all of the blocks as well as paper instructions that you'll receive, so you can make all 12 of our sampler blocks and then we'll be assembling the quilt. So let's get started. For this block, we need 4 strips each of 5 different colors. And I've selected ones that go from dark to medium to light gray, and then a gray on white print, a lighter print, and then a yellow. So what we're going to do is sew one of each of these strips together. And now, because this block is basically striped, you want to pay close attention to your 1/4 inch seam allowance so that it is consistent the entire way down your strip, and that will keep all of your strips straight. So I'm going to chain piece, and I'm going to piece these 2 together and then these 2, and then I can join these 2 pairs and add the yellow one onto the end. So I've got my 5 strips stitched together, and now I'm going to press them, and I'm going to press them toward my darkest gray fabric. And when you go about sewing your various strip sets together, you want to make sure that you have them all in the same order. So just make sure that you have the strips exactly as the pattern shows or as you've chosen, so that every one of your strip sets is identical. So here is my first strip set, and we're going to make 2 of these, and then we'll use up the rest of the strips to put together the other units of this block. So our next step is to create some partial strip units. So we're going to start out with our lightest gray, our white, and our yellow, and sew these together in the same way that we sewed all 5 strips together. I've got my light gray, white, and yellow strips stitched together. Now I'm going to press them. I'm going to press toward the light gray. And then we're going to join this unit. Let's move these up a little bit. Join this unit to one of our 5-piece units from the first step. And now this is a spot where you want to take a little extra time and just make sure that you've got everything oriented correctly, because that's how the look of the block comes together. So if you've got your yellow strip way over here on the right and your dark gray on the left, then for your 3-strip unit, you want the yellow at the top. So I'm going to flip this over, and then here's a little tip for you. When you're sewing a piece with no seam in it to a piece with seams in it, flip it over if you need to so that you have the side with seams facing up. By doing that, you can control which way these seams get pushed by your foot, so that you don't end up with something where it's pressed back against how it's ironed. So I have mine flipped over. I'm going to stitch here. So here is the top row of my block, and when I go to press this, I'm going to press it away from my 3-piece unit, because then I'm not folding seams back on each other. So that's what it looks like right there. So we're going to make 2 of these, one for the top and one for the bottom. And then we will start assembling our block. So I've got both my top and bottom rows all assembled. And now we're going to assemble our center row. The first thing you need to do is take your remaining dark gray and medium gray strips and sew them together like I did. And you'll need 2 of these. So let's take a look at how this block lays out. you've got a dark gray square in the center, and then on opposite sides of that you're going to put your dark gray, light gray units, and notice how they're opposite each other. Over here I've got the medium gray on the top, the dark on the bottom, and on the right side I've got the dark on the top and the medium on the bottom. And we need to do that so that our gradated stripe effect goes all the way through our block. So we'll sew these together, and then I'll just show you what the rest of it'll look like. And then we'll bring this unit to the top and this unit to the bottom. And you can see then we've got our yellow, white, light, medium, dark. And then up top and bottom, yellow, white, light, medium, and dark. Yellow, white, light, medium, and dark. So by arranging these that way, we essentially finish off our stripe unit on these two sides. So we're going to start out by sewing these 3 pieces together. So I've got my middle units joined, and I'm going to press my seam allowances out from that center block. Okay, I'm going to put it back in here and just double check one more time that I've got everything oriented correctly. And I do. So now it's time to sew the top and bottom borders in place. And you can align these seams with these seams so that everything is all nice and straight. So that's where you're going to want to put your pins. And look at that, here's our block. Let's give it a little press and then we'll take a look at it. So for this last pressing of the top and bottom rows, I am just pressing out from the center. You can press it however you choose. It, because it's our last seams, it doesn't affect anything if you choose to do it differently. All right, so if we look at our block, we've got our dark square in the center, and then we've got 4 gradated pieced units around it that kind of run from dark to light to yellow. And it creates kind of a cool pinwheel effect as well. So that's block number 11 in our Sunshine and Shadows block of the month. It's hard to believe that we only have 1 block left to sew, and that's the block we'll be sewing next month, which is this one right here. So we'll finish up with a block that's got some quick corner units and some patch units and a center square. So I'll look forward to seeing you back here next month for block number 12. And don't forget to head over to Sit and Sew Fabrics to find both the block of the month kit and also to check out all of the rest of their kits, both pre-cut kits where all the pieces are already cut for you, as well as the more traditional kits that you're used to where you receive yardage and do the cutting yourself. Thanks for stopping by.